welcome. Good to see you all. Glad to hear. Appreciate your time. I'm going to just start a little music while we're waiting for everyone, Simone, so that, see, come on, let's start some music, start the program. And appreciate you being here. Can you hear it?
Yes.
People get ready. There's a train a-coming. You don't need no baggage. You just get on board. All you need is faith to hit a diesel's humming. Don't need no ticket. You just thank the Lord. So people get ready for the train to Jordan, picking up passengers from coast to coast. Faith is the
Sorry, it's picking up.
over the doors and boredom. There's room for all among us love the most. There ain't no room for the hopeless sinner who would hurt all mankind just to save his own.
Carol, I have it.
Have pity
on Facebook.
Good.
Whose chances grow thinner, for there's no hiding place against the kingdom throne. So people get ready for the train of Jordan, picking up passengers coast to coast. Faith is the key. Open the doors and boredom. There's hope for all among those loved the most. There ain't no room for the hopeless sinner who would hurt all mankind.
Okay.
Just to save his own.
Okay.
Have pity on those whose chances grow thinner, for there's no hiding place against the kingdom's throne. So people get ready for the trains are coming. You don't need no baggage. You just get on board. All you need is faith to hit a diesel's humming. Don't need no ticket. You just thank the Lord. Thank the Lord. Thank the Lord. Come on and thank the Lord. Thank the Lord. Come on and thank the Lord. Thank the Lord.
You're not on mute.
People
Mute
get
yourself.
ready. There's a train a coming. I like that song. I didn't know that one, Brother Eli, but I sure could have used that. Yeah, people get ready. Because the train, the Underground Railroad is coming. Sure enough. Now, I always want to make sure that all the children know that the Underground Railroad wasn't no real train on no track. Does y'all children know that? The Underground Railroad, see, we had to talk in code, because the Underground Railroad, it was all about people helping other people, because they know that slavery was wrong. And y'all know sometimes people got to do some dangerous stuff to help other people, because they know if they're wrong is wrong, and somebody don't be brave enough to do something to make the changes, it's going to stay wrong. And so all these people, they put their lives on the line. You get put in jail if they found out you was helping runaway slaves. So you had to keep it a secret. And that's why it was called the Underground. And so we could talk in code. We talk about things like trains and passengers. Folks I bring up north would be passengers. I was a conductor. That's right. And my train never jumped the track. Never did. Now, as you going to help along the way, your place be called a safe place, or a station, and you be the station master. That's right. Station masters, I tell you, we couldn't have made them if it didn't be for those folks. And that was everybody working together. You had colored people, you had white people, you had Indian people all working together, because they know that slavery was wrong. So you might hide somebody in your attic or in your basement, and they didn't care about no spiders down there. They was hiding. And you might get them a ride to the next station, and make sure they have food and everything.
And people get ready for the new Underground Railroad. All right, you ready? Tell me know if you're ready. I'm trying to watch the chat room and as people come in too, but thank you all. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. And got a lot of Earth Angels here to introduce in the program. So we're going to get started. Here's one right here. My husband. You'll hear his name. It's Doug. And he's one of my Earth Angels. And in the book, if I see anybody got a chance to read the book yet now.
Now it's gallery.
There you go. Good to see everybody. And I hope that you will have the chat up so you can chat and talk about what you're seeing and what you're hearing, because I have some beautiful people here that's going to share their little bit about what they do. And if you haven't had a chance to peep at the book yet, this book is about Harriet Tubman, but it's also about myself. It's the first time I've actually gotten into writing more about me and my story. And so it's a little memoir. It's a tiny book. Anybody got a chance to read it yet and look at it a little bit? Okay, good. So you can see it's not a big read at all, but I hope it is powerful enough to help people get ready to get going and on the new Underground Railroad, because that's what this is all about. So we're going to hear from my Earth Angels that are in the book. Most of them are available today and are going to be speaking for you. They only have 5 minutes. And we don't have time for questions and answers till the end, but we will have answers, a QA session for me and whoever else is still available. I'm going to start off with my first Earth Angel. Is Atiara B. Gordon, who is my daughter. And in the book I share, so everyone, I'm not going to read that much from the book because the book is here. The book is here. The people who are in the room are the people that you meet in the books. So Atiara, first, come on and share about, I said that Atiara taught me about the laws of attraction and Bob Proctor, and share a little bit with us, Tiara.
Let's start with a simple truth that is both simple and profound. You cannot escape a prison if you don't know that you're in one. My mother, Carol B. Brown Jones, uses this very idea to invite us into a new kind of underground railroad, one that's not just physical chains, but about feeling and freeing our minds and our spirits from the prisons that we don't realize that we're in. And it's not always dramatic. It's not always that dramatic. Sometimes it looks like going with the flow when your spirit is screaming no. Sometimes it looks like smiling through Zoom screens when your soul is tired. But what if we had the key to that freedom, to our freedom, in our hands the whole time? And get on board the new Underground Railroad. My mom doesn't just tell stories. She hands us a lantern of awareness. She shows us that the greatest risks aren't the ones that are outside of us. They're the ones inside the prisons we never question. And that's where independent thought becomes our key. We're all spiritual beings having human experiences. And this book is a guide to stepping outside of that comfort zone that no longer serves us. A torch passed to this generation, especially to grandmothers, the educators, the faith leaders, the daughters, and the visionaries, calling us to live what she calls love in action. Not just believing in love, but embodying it. Not just knowing the truth, but walking in it. Harriet Tubman said, I freed 1,000 slaves, and I could have freed 1,000 more if they only knew they were slaves. My mother's message is this: you may not be shackled in chains, but anything that keeps you small, anything that keeps you silent isn't freedom. And I know this truth intimately. I watched my mother rise from pain, from patterns that told her to stay, to smile, to sacrifice, until one day, Spirit said, get out. And she listened. That one bold act, walking away from what no longer served her, opened the doors to not just her healing, but to her voice. Her first Harriet Tubman book came from that place. This new book is an invitation to all of us to work with leaders, educators, and parents. I see those same prisons showing up in burnout and imposter syndrome, feeling unseen, unheard while pouring into everyone else. Is to help you break those chains, to remind you that leadership isn't about titles, it's about choosing to live free so others can do the same and see what's possible. So this is your invitation, not to escape, but to awaken. Because this new underground railroad isn't made of tunnels and timetables. It's made of mindset. Every time a woman chooses to speak up, every time a grandmother says, I still have work to do, every time a leader stops running from their vision and steps fully into it, my mom planted the seed of wisdom, and this is an orchard, and we can eat from this fruit. So I'll close with this. This is an affirmation from the book. I am Harriet Tubman. I am love in action. And so if that stirs something in you, let's rise together. Get the book, join the community, start moving, but more than that, to get free and help someone else do the same. Thank you.
Let's see. So she gave you one of my affirmations. The book has affirmations to remind us of things to say positively. And so she gave us one. Okay. Now, you want to know how to get the book? I'm going to show you how to get the book. I'm just wanted to show you that the book is available now. It is on Amazon, but I encourage you to think of alternative ways to purchase your book, especially from me. And everyone here has a free copy of the ebook available to coming to you at the end of this. Now you can go by this link here. You can either use a QR code or the link. But I just encourage you, this book is not just a book, it is a movement, and I want everybody to read it. So the book is free. This digital copy is free. But I want you to purchase books too. Yes, purchase books for all your people on your list of gift giving for this season. Also, in the future, go to your independent bookstores. Ask them about it, because that's what the Underground Railroad is all about, right? We're helping each other, and economics is part of how we help each other through our spending our money in the right places, right? But there is a bonus for you, and I want to show you how you get to where the book is, what the store looks like. I have a little bookstore, and you get here, you can just click here and get your free copy, and that'll come to your email. But then I have a special package deal with the book. Anybody heard of a book before? You have your hard copy, your soft copy book coming, but you also get a digital copy that has videos embedded in it. And I'm going to demonstrate that to you. That's $18. So this is what you're going to find on the link there. I'm not going to go all the way through it. My other books that are there as well, and also information on wholesale prices. We also have some VIPs in the room. And VIPs are people, special people who have said that they would be here and support me and pre-read the book a little bit and give some feedback. So VIPs, if you have anything to add to the chat, that would be great. I see we do have some people putting some things in the chat, and appreciate that. I will show you the people who I had in the book that are all very special. First one was Lisa Nichols, and Lisa's not able to be here today, but I have a video clip of an interview with Lisa myself.
Hi, welcome to Breakthrough with Lisa Nichols. I'm Lisa Nichols, and today we have a beautiful soul to join us, Carol Brown. I just cannot wait to talk to you about your journey. It's so interesting and so fabulous.
I know I have a journey to share, and I hope that it's one that will help people. So I'm happy to be here.
Absolutely, absolutely. So tell me a little bit about your background and what led you to starting your company and to serve your clients and how you serve your clients.
I come back from a healthcare provider. I was a dietitian. I worked at the VA Health Hospital in Seattle. And there I had an opportunity to do extra things in job to make my job more interesting. One of them was to develop programs for like Black History Month. And I was also in Toastmasters International. I fell in love with storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
And then I fell in love with Harriet Tubman. And so I combined those together. So all while I was working with the VA for 30 years.
Wow.
Yeah, about 10,000 veterans I had the opportunity to serve. I was also traveling with my husband around the state portraying the 90-year-old Harriet Tubman.
Mm-hmm.
What I really learned from Harriet Tubman is what I want to teach our young people, especially girls now, all about the importance of self-love, because I feel that if she didn't love herself, she didn't visualize herself being free, she wouldn't have been able to do all she did. So my goal is to use my storytelling on stages, workshops, conferences to bring girls together to talk about love.
What a great vehicle to use storytelling. I was sharing with someone that even though the most feared individuals in a village is the king and queen, the most revered person in any village is the storyteller.
Oh, yes.
And so stories have a way of penetrating. Tell me, what was the emotional roller coaster like for you?
Well, being that I started my business as a part-time with my job, the emotions were doubt, basically.
Hmm.
Can I do this? Is this worth my time? Is it anyone care?
Hmm.
But over the years, as I've matured and learned more about what my purpose is, I truly understand now that it was never all about me being up on stage, traveling the world, just to entertain people. My mission is to use the stories of Harriet Tubman, along with my own stories, and teach the importance of that self-love and that power of one. Because I know that with just one girl, and she's a
Hmm.
great example, can find the love in her heart, she finds that power too. And so that now is where I'm all about. So the roller coaster was part of my growth.
Yes.
Yes.
You know, knowing the story of Harriet Tubman and how she led over 300 slaves to freedom and how she went back after she was free herself, she went back again and again and again and again to grab others.
Yes.
And her determination and her fortitude and how focused she was and how non-negotiable she was.
Mhm.
Did you ever have any doubts? And if so, because I'm sure Harriet had hers,
Mhm.
did you ever have any doubts about this mission and this journey? And if so, how did you overcome them to gain the confidence to combat that negative thought and gain the faith in yourself to keep
Yes,
going?
yes. Well, yes, I had doubts. Like I said, is it really important? Do people really care? You know, a lot of people don't want to hear about history or slavery, but I always felt like my mission was more than just to entertain and talk about what she did, but how she pulled that out of herself. And so that's what I strive to do. Actually, when I wrote my second book, which is the Harriet Tubman Way, an inspirational guide to self-love, empowerment, and legendary leadership for girls. When I reread it, Lisa, I felt like had written it for myself.
Hmm.
Yeah,
You wrote a timeless piece.
a timeless piece, yes, because it's for young girls and us older girls as well.
Yes.
We all need to be reminded of how important we are and that we all matter and that we all have purpose.
I personally have been blessed to have your books, and I've been blessed to see your journals and to have them myself. And I'm clear that every young girl of all different nationalities should have this book and these journals to help them navigate through the emotion,
Mhm.
through the mental conversation.
Lisa Nichols is special because if you don't know Lisa, you might remember the movie The Secret, where Lisa was the only African American lady there. After watching the movie many times with my mother, who was 100 years old at the time, and memory wasn't that clear, so we could watch it over and she didn't know the difference. And I was just getting richer and richer into the concept of about attracting what I want in the life. So then I started following Lisa, and I followed Lisa and found about her being on her campus. So I became one of the cohorts for the 2023 transformational training program. And that's where I met Melanie, who had a big part in me writing this book because Melanie brought me to the Diva Network. Also, a person who helped me write this book by being an Earth Angel is Reverend Terry Murray. And I'm going to bring Reverend Terry up for her to tell a little bit about synchronicities, because that is what was the topic that led me to writing this book after I decided not to show up scared. So Reverend Terry, share what you have to share for us.
I would love to. Thank you so much for inviting me. So, I'm the minister at Unity of Olympia. Of course, that's a Unity spiritual community that's in Olympia. And Carol did this great thing. She sent out emails. She sent out emails asking if she could come and present and speak. Now, you would not believe how many emails I actually get on a regular basis asking if these people can come and share the great wisdom and knowledge that they have acquired throughout their lifetime. And most of them I turn away. Most of them I look at the email and turn away. But when I got that email from Carol, there was just a nudge. There's this nudge that says, you need to pay attention to this. And so I went and I looked at the YouTube link that she included, the TED Talk, the information that she had. And as it says in the book, I sent her an email and I said, do you know anything about unity and what we teach? Because we are an alternative Christian still. We teach Christianity, but we are open and affirming to all faith traditions and all paths to God. And I certainly would never want someone to come and be uncomfortable as a speaker in our community. So we went back and forth for a while, but the truth is that I had pretty much decided to have her there even before I asked that question. It was just that nudge, right? Spirit's nudge. Throughout this book, I so deeply appreciate Carol revealing her own spiritual life, her reliance, like Harriet's, on God, of her understanding. There's a part in the book where she talks about this alliance of grandmothers making a difference in the world. And this group that she was working with that she called to give her feedback. And some of the women, I guess, one of the women, I don't know if it was one or some, but somebody didn't like the term grandmothers. And so she came up with Gigi. Now, I read through the book and I did not know what it meant until I read through the book. And the only word that comes up to me right this minute is goddess, as children of God. What was the first word in that? The G, something goddess.
Grand goddess.
Grand goddess instead of grandmother, that we're
Mhm.
all grand goddesses. And then she ties in this, I will call it holy awareness of our history, our parents, our grandparents, that we stand on their shoulders to honor their stories. This book, I so delighted in reading it, Carol. It was
Thank
a delight, not only because you revealed who you are, but also because it's going to be such an easy small group book study. At the end of every chapter, she has a summary of the major points in the chapter and questions for people to ask of themselves that bring into their own minds and hearts greater awareness of what can bring them more strength, to make them more free, ways that they might be held in chains that they might not even be aware of. Now, this is a big, huge deal in the unity movement. In unity, we strongly believe that any thought that limits our full capacity to express who we are in the world robs the entire world, because we are divine expressions that the spirit of love has worked in and through us, through all of our experiences. And I'm getting into preaching. I'm going to back off just a little minute. There's a quote, there's lots of quotes in the book, but this one, she has just these little pieces of wisdom. True freedom begins with self-love, the courage to listen to Spirit's voice, honor your own needs, and step out of silence or fear. Like Harriet Tubman, and like my own journey, finding your voice is not selfish, but sacred.
Thank you. Thank you for reading that. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you for letting me share that. It's a marvelous book. At the end of the book, I found my local bookseller and I bought 2 copies of the other books for my daughter and granddaughters. And I'm excited about bringing this back to my spiritual community in Olympia.
Thank you, Reverend Terry. Appreciate it. Your support has always been great. Okay, let me interview someone else who was special for this book, but I just want to highlight her because Alexandra Silva Labara was at the Diva Network meeting. Alexandra,
Thank you for having me. I just left the Diva Locals Boca Raton launch. So I was helping our sister Mona today launch her chapter. So I just made it home on time. Thank you, Melanie, for giving me that little text there. I love how our sisters always look out for each other. So thank you.
I just introduced you with a slide and now you can tell a little bit about your book, but also tell us about the Diva Network because Laura's not going to be here and she is our CEO, but you can include that as well. Thank you.
Absolutely. And Melanie, you are amazing. I just got to hear a little bit of everything you all have going on, and it truly is a sisterhood. So, a little bit about Diva Network. Diva Network is our online mastermind. We come together 3 times a week to teach and learn and grow and really create sisterhood. This is where I met Melanie, and we have Justine on right now, and of course, Carol. We've my goodness, just a short time meeting each other, we've become true sister. And that's what the Diva Network is about, is bringing women to collaborate and really create that sisterhood where we help each other in our businesses. We help each other in real life as well, which is so important. And then we have our Diva Locals. Diva Locals was born through Diva Network, where it was more of Diva Network's more of an online community, and we felt that there was also a community out there that wanted to come together locally and have that one-on-one connection, meet people. So that's where Diva Locals was born. And I'm actually the Diva Locals vice president globally. We're opening up chapters all over the world. Currently have 50 chapters launched in such a short time. We are opening up chapters all over. So that's where I was just at, opening up our Diva Locals Boca Raton chapter here in South Florida. And we are growing. Last week, we opened up Philippines. Next week is our Brazil chapter is opening up. In a couple weeks, I'm flying out to Portugal, where I was born. I'm so excited to launch our Portugal chapter. So we have California, where Justine's on. She's one of our presidents. And we're just, I think I saw did I see, who else am I seeing
And
here?
I'm going to have a
Oh,
chapter.
Simone. I see Simone on as well. Simone's another chapter president. So yeah, that's a little bit of Diva Locals and Diva Network. And that's where we all met each
Now tell us
other.
about Show Up Scared.
Absolutely. So I just launched my second book. I'm a two-time author. First book is called The Power of Networking. Another reason why I took on this role of opening up chapters worldwide, I believe that it's all about connections. You're literally one connection away from changing your entire life. Show Up Scared is a follow-up of that. When I was on stage talking about connections and networking, what kept coming up was we really need to show up scared, right? All of us were scared. We're scared for so much. Carol and I spoke. She had a little fear of launching her book. And there's a lot of us online right now that have something in our hearts that we just can't get past because we're scared to do it. We don't know what it's going to look like. So my book, Show Up Scared, is my memoir. It's about my life story, everything I've gone through, from losing my parents at a young age to postpartum depression to anxiety and all the craziness that happened in my life, which I don't regret a thing because without those things, I would not be the woman I am today. So super grateful for that. But one thing that I noticed through each chapter is I just kept showing up regardless of being scared. And another thing is I knew that I was scared the entire time. But what separated me from a lot of people that I coach and I meet is I kept doing it scared. And that is where the magic is. Doing it even when you're scared, because on the other side is where greatness, and that's where the magic happens. That's where you get to fulfill your passions and God given talents that He gave you. So I'm so excited to be here with you all, and I'm excited that I was had a little something to do with Carol's inspiration to get this book out, because that's what we're all here for. We're here to tell our stories and hope to inspire people based on what we've gone through. See, our stories is not just for us to keep. Our stories is truly to help others. It's not only about us. And no matter what you're going through, what you've gone through, your story one day will help someone say, wow, I'm going to open up that business, or I'm going to go back to school, or I'm going to finish that book. And that's what we're here to do, is really help each other grow. So thank you again for having me here. I'm so excited for you, Carol. Congratulations on
Thank
this
you.
incredible book, and it's going to change so many people's lives. Super excited for you.
Thank you. Thank you. I surely appreciate you being here. Now, the Diva Network is the group that Melanie invited me to, and that's where I heard Alexandra talk about her book, Show Up Scared. She had to show up scared, and it just stuck with me. She asked us the question, what is holding you back? What are you afraid of? And so I had that on my mind when I visited Reverend Terry's church, and her sermon on love and being active in love are the two things that really helped me come up with this book. And so from there on, it was writing the book. I sent Reverend Terry a couple of early copies, weren't that great, but I'm glad the last part came, it came to me. Never share your drafts with people. But thank you so much. Melanie. Melanie is here to share. Melanie is a leader, but she has some special things going on too. So, my earth angels are people who contribute to the world in many different ways. And so, Melanie is going to share what she does and also what's new that she's doing. Thank you, Melanie.
Hi, everybody. Can everybody hear me? Can you hear me, love?
Yes, we hear you.
So, anyway, you guys, I met Carol through the Lisa community, as she already mentioned, and I just want to start by saying that Carol truly is one of these people that you meet and is such an inspiration. I'm assuming all of us that are here that know Carol or have met Carol feel that energy of who Carol is and what she's done with her life. And Atira, it was so thrilling. I know that you and I have spoken before. I've been on a podcast with you that your mom has run. Carol, you just keep moving. You are like a train. You are like your own train, and you just keep moving. And you're like, get aboard, sidle up, sit next to me. I see your husband. He's nodding his head in total agreement. And it's just who you are, and it's how you move in the world, and you just are such an inspiration and motivation, and truly someone who teaches us by what you not only by what you do, but by who you be, that you are truly you are a model of transformation, and you just keep reinventing yourself, and you are unstoppable. And you certainly, at least in the years that I've known you, I've never witnessed you being scared. And I'm glad to know that you're human, that you do show up scared and you do it scared, because that makes me feel better. Yes, and your book is absolutely phenomenal. When I loved how you even took it and explained, like Reverend Terry was talking about, really comparing those different religions, and really what it all boils down to is the spirituality of acceptance and love, and seeing each other as the souls that we all truly are. And you asked me to share about what I'm currently doing, and I just founded a company called Humanitarian Travel Group. And because what it really is, it's about us moving together as a group, as a community, as if we are a train, and a train of souls moving together so that we can light up and inspire the world. And I see some of our cohorts, I see many friends that I know here, and I know that those of you that I don't know or that I haven't gotten the privilege to meet yet in person, I know that you are a special soul just because you've been invited here by somebody that I know and love so much. And I know that it's that connection, it's that unity that makes us the human family that we are. And so the group that I've just started, this humanitarian travel group, there was a group of us, actually Patricia CPO, who's also certified in Lisa's community, was on there. I saw her earlier. She's still here. Oh, Alex is here. I don't see Patricia right now, and Justine oh, there she is. She's waving. She's on the other screen. Hi, baby. And Justine and I were all on this trip to Kenya, and we just got back about 3 weeks ago. And Patricia and I were speaking earlier about just how unbelievably transformative this trip was for us. And the next trip that we're taking is going to be to South Africa in February. There are a few seats on the bus while we're there, and some, obviously, hotel space is limited. And I really want as many people from this human family to join as we move through the world and do what Carol models for us so beautifully to do, is to share our stories, to share our wisdom, to plant our seeds of what we know, of the knowledge that we have, of the privileges that we have been able to participate in, whether it's been education or the wisdom from our grandmothers, and take that back into that village mentality. But it's not just about the teachings that we can give, but maybe and possibly even more importantly, it's about the learnings that we get when we do that. And I think, when we listen to the Gigi's, when we listen to the grandmother, the goddesses, what did we call them? The great goddesses.
Grand goddesses.
Right. The great goddesses, the great grandmothers, and the wisdom, and it's that divine feminine energy, whether it's coming out of a man or a woman, but it's that divine mother energy that comes out, that feminine energy of softness, of love. And it's not a weak love, it's actually love in action is a very strong love. And it's a learning love, and it's a teaching love, and it's an understanding that we all have something to contribute. Carol,
Thank you, Melanie. Thank you.
it's my 5. I love you. Thank you for having me here. And what a magnificent book that you've put into the world. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I know you're busy. And I just want to remind people how to find the book. If you came in later, Tiara, could you put this back into the chat? So I have a bookstore online, which you can purchase the book. And you can buy it on Amazon, but Amazon, they don't pay their authors very well. Just to tell you the truth, I'm more interested in people getting the book in their hands and reading it and sharing it than I am about being a bestseller on Amazon. And through purchase to me, you're going to get the bonus of the book. So I have something new for you. It's called a book, BOOK. Get on board the new Underground Railroad. Harriet Tubman's spirit is guiding us to love in actions as a book. Now, what is that? So I'm going to show you. First of all, it's a flip chart, and you can listen to the pages or you can turn off the audio. So this is a virtual book that you will receive an email that will link you to your downloadable book. It's easy to go through the book. You can even hyperlink to go to certain pages. Like this one is the guide for the book. Explains that at each chapter where there is a video, you'll see this image, which is from the poster when my movie, Harriet Tubman Love in Actions, was shown at a movie theater in Dayton, Ohio. So throughout the book, there are 8 videos of Harriet Tubman telling stories, and there are 2 additional videos at the end of the book. One is my TED Talk, and one is my presentation at the Unity Church in Olympia. So I just wanted to show you how the video link works. You go to the link on the page, and it will bring you to the video that is on YouTube. So these videos are not available for anybody else to see unless you have the link.
Tell us about the Underground Railroad. I thought it was an actual railroad.
So that's an example of the book. I want to go back to, you can make it larger. And I know it looks a little hard to read here, but once you get it to large size, it's easier to read. Open it up in a big tab so you can see it. At the end of each place where there is a video, I want to show you that there are conversation prompts. Now, there are reflection prompts all through the book, but these are particular to the video. And these conversation prompts are ways to get some discussion going on, especially with the young people in your home. As they watch the video with you, there are some questions to ask them to see if they are understanding, or show them how you have some wisdom that they might not get in a book. So, do people still have the special words or codes to communicate secretly? Do you think that this is so? When you watch the video, you'll find out how secret codes were used to communicate between those people in Harriet Tubman's time who were enslaved. Just wanted to add that so that you can see when you purchase your book, the book that is a real book, you will also get a link to the book for a special price. You can buy the book by itself, but I think you enjoy the book. Thank you. Tiara read I Am Harriet Tubman. I Am Harriet Tubman was one of the themes to my Harriet Tubman Day. Painting is one that you see behind me all the time when I don't have the screen up. This painting was done by my daughter, Adia. This was a painting that she did for me. Also, the book cover for one of my books is her painting as well. And I wanted us to recite what's in the book in chapter 5. If you have chapter 5, or if you have the book in front of you now, I'm just going to bring it out. And it talks about, I want you to turn on the mic, and so I can hear you say this affirmation with me. The Tiara started with this, but I want everyone to understand when I say I'm a Harriet Tubman, is embodying her spirit and what she represents, the courage, the love for herself, the love for others, the compassion, the united front of the people on the Underground Railroad. So saying that I am Harriet Tubman is like you are embodying her. So if you will repeat after me, first I'm going to say affirmation for Harriet Tubman Day in 2024. The theme was I am Harriet Tubman. And this affirmation is to say it 3 times. I am Harriet Tubman. Everyone unmute so I can hear you all.
I
am Harriet
I am
Tubman.
Harriet Tubman.
am Harriet Tubman.
Let's say it
I'm
together.
Harriet Tubman.
I am Harriet Tubman.
I'm
I
Harriet.
am
I am
Harriet
Harriet
Tubman.
Tubman.
And one more time. I
I
am Harriet Tubman.
Harriet.
I am Harriet Tubman.
Harriet Tubman.
I
Thank you.
is Harriet Tubman.
Thank you. Thank you. I hear you, Oni.
I am Harriet Tubman.
This is more than just a name. You can unmute. You can go back to mute now. This is more than just a name. It's a legacy of faith, foresight, courage, and love in action. I carry Harriet's spirit. I carry Harriet's spirit with me. And wait a minute, I'm trying to stop sharing. I carry Harriet's spirit every time I choose faith and step forward to help or heal. And so it is. Amen. So that is a little affirmational prayer. In the book, you will meet my other daughter, Adia. Adia was my firstborn, and we lost Adia to cancer in 2023. And today's her birthday.
Oh.
So this is for Adia. Adia love Prince. So which song do you think I put on here? Give me your favorite Prince song. What do you think?
Purple Rain.
Hi for you.
Who said Purple Rain? You're right. Purple Rain. This is very short because you can't really use too much of people's video songs off of YouTube. But this is a reminder of Adia. She started painting during the pandemic. She learned that she could paint and she went at it. She went at it. And she got married, 23. You saw her husband, her son, Armand, is 24 now. She got married in 2022. And she did all that, most of that painting in just a year and a half. So that just wanted to bring Adia in there because she's part of the book. And I talked about how my Harriet Tubman box, which I'm showing here, Lisa Nichols. She loved her box. I've given many boxes away. And I appreciate anybody who would let me know how you appreciate the box so that I could help me sell some of these boxes. My husband wants me to empty out the garage of gift boxes. But I'm going to change the name of the gift box right now. It says Harriet Tubman Love in Action. It will be a Adia gift box because we all are gift boxes. We all have a gift to share in the world, and that's what the gift box represents. So now that you get connected with my story, you'll see when I put the gift box on sale, on special, so that we can share that. So thank you for taking that moment to wish Adia happy birthday. And now I can show you a little video.
Sure enough. That was something.
Not Harriet. When I looked, it says you traveled in the winter. Why not in the summer, when it's nice and warm?
When are people mostly outside?
When it's warm and sunny.
So, see, if I was going to be traveling in the wintertime, the days or daylight shorter and the nights is longer. And it's too cold back in Maryland for folks to be standing around doing nothing. So, see, you have to think about things like that. Sure enough, too.
Aunt Harriet, I like talking to you. I see how you can learn by listening to other people, just like you did.
Tell us more, please.
Oh, sweet it is. It's so sweet to have you young folks come visit me. Brother Eli, I'm telling you, we got to get more young folks in here. I'm telling, because it is just a joy to have the time to visit with them, sure enough. And you're right, baby. Us old folks got some things we know we can tell you about. Stuff that you ain't gonna learn in school, sure enough. Because we've got years of experience of life, sure do, sure enough. We could tell you about how we all thank the Lord. That's probably one thing they're gonna tell you, because the Lord has brought us through as far as He is. Sure is. I know He's been with me. He's been with me every step of the way. Sure enough, did. Us old folks got things that can help you out. So I tell you, when you get a chance to talk to your older family members, ask them good questions like y'all was asking me. You might find out some of them is that servant leader like you come to talk to me about. Sure enough, too. You just talk to them. You may be surprised what you find out. That's right. Now, I know the Lord has been with me every step of the way. And He always let me know when I need to be listening to Him. And they called it
intuition, I think they say they call it. Everybody got it. They tell you everybody got it. But see, the Lord even showed me. I didn't just hear what he said. He showed me when I need to be paying attention to what he wanted to tell me. He showed enough did. I remember that march. Ooh, it was a cold march. I had been back to Maryland and had 3 big men with me. Now, we was getting off on a good start, headed back up north. But it was so cold, snow, and it was coming down, I tell you. But all of a sudden, my heart went to beating. I know the Lord was trying to tell me something. He said, Harriet, get off this road. I said, come on, brothers, we got to get off this road. Now I took them on down into the woods. The neck of the woods I ain't never been in before. I didn't know what was down there. Sure, we got to a riverbank. Ooh, I could see that ice forming on top of that water. I looked up and down the riverbank. I ain't seen no kind of bridge or ain't nothing I could use to get over on the other side with. I know we had to wade through that water. Ooh, it was so cold. I stepped out in that water. Ooh, I got the shivering on. It was so cold. The men folks, they stood behind to see what's gonna happen to me. Oh, I kept going and the water kept getting up higher. I said, oh, Lord Jesus, you done been with me 6 troubles. I know you ain't gonna leave me on the 7th. Y'all know he never did. Water got up to my neck, but it didn't get no higher. I got on to the other side. The men folks came on over. We was cheering on. My bad tooth was aching me. We kept on going. Came to another stream of water. Oh, we had to wade through some more ice cold water. Sure, I ain't know where we was going, but I saw a light up ahead in a cabin, and the Lord told me to go. I made my way up there. I knocked on the door, and oh, there was some colored folks that let us come in and stay the night. I was so grateful, sure, I was so grateful. I wanted to pay them, but I ain't had no money with me on that trip. But we stayed there all night, and we had a good dinner and good breakfast, and the lady of the house, she dried up her clothes, and the next morning we was getting ready to leave. She brought me my woolen underwear. She said, oh, Miss Harriet, these some nice underwear. Ain't never seen some so nice. I said, baby, you just keep them. I just paid her with my underwear.
What?
But y'all know what children. The next day, when we got to the next station, I found out that the patrollers was just a little further way ahead of us on that road. If we had kept going, they would have had us. I said, Lord Jesus, where would I be? Where would I be if you ain't been with me? Where would I be?
If it had not been for the Lord on my side, tell me where would I be? I want to know now, where would I be? He took my enemies away. He let the sun shine through a cloudy day. He rocked me in the cradles of his arms when he knew I had been battered and scorned. So if it had not been for the Lord on my side, tell me where would I be? I want to know now, where would I be?
Where would we be if the Lord ain't been on our side? Harriet Tubman trusted the Lord, and I couldn't write this book without having that spiritual part in it because it's so important. That was my husband, James, that sang. He's passed away in 23. My niece and nephew were the young man and young lady. My sister Joyce, you'll meet her in a minute. There'll be her children, and they're in college now. So this was during the pandemic. And I was in Dayton, Ohio at the Caroline Park Museum, which is a park with cabins, Wright Brothers planes there, to Doug there when we went to town. And there was January, and that fireplace was the only heat. So I was trembling. I was there like 8 hours filming that video. So it's a 2 hour movie. At the end of the book, you'll see I ask a question to help you get access to see the whole movie. And the question was, how many times did we say, I am Harriet Tubman in chapter 5? So that just gives you where to look. Okay, thank you for that time. Now we have Zara. I also did a TED Talk. I didn't start being able to tell about my story, but Zara is also someone I met through Lisa Nichols, through being in the same cohort, transformational trainer. And Zara brought it out of me in two ways, a book and the TED Talk. So Zara, tell us about how you are helping people with TED Talks. Thank you for
Well,
mine.
thank you for having me here, Carol. But before I talk about myself, I want to congratulate you on this new book that it's beautifully done,
Thank you.
absolutely gorgeously done. And I know that whenever you speak from your heart and it shines through even in the book. Some of the things that you talk about in the book are like where you talk about that freedom is on the inside before it comes to the outside. I think that is a beautiful sentiment. And really, self love starts from within. And I am so fortunate because you're one of my earth angels.
Yes, you're one of mine.
Yeah, exactly. One of my earth angels. And really getting to know you through the process of writing your story, help that whole process, helping you organize your thoughts so that you could write them, and helping you with reorganizing the material in your TEDx talk really gave me an insight into the person you are. And I am blown away by how much energy you bring to the work that you do and how much passion you bring to what you do. And from everyone has to go and watch her TEDx talk now, because she does this beautiful thing where she's a butterfly and then she comes out of the cocoon and becomes a butterfly, and it's just beautiful. This woman got a standing ovation from everyone who was present watching her talk in person. Whoever caught it on the YouTube channel, on the TEDx YouTube channel, can't see that, but the crowd actually stood up and clapped for her because she was absolutely stunning on the TEDx stage. And so thank you for inviting me here. One of the things that I do, and I'm sure everyone here does multiple things, I certainly do. One of the things that I do is I host a TEDx event in Oshawa in Ontario, Canada, and I look after the speaker training and curating the event. I've become extremely passionate about helping people find their voice, because when you can find your voice and when you can find ways to articulate your message in a way that you can convey meaning to people who are listening and impact them with your ideas and inspire them to be better than who they are today, that is such fulfilling work. And it is a skill that you develop, that TED has very specific guidelines for how to do a TED talk. And when you develop that skill, it serves you everywhere. And I've had a lot of fun working with Carol and other people along the way. I think by this time, I think I've trained almost 50 speakers to be on the TEDx stage. And each speaker is so different. Even if the core message, the idea is the same, it's not the same because you're a different person. And that's the beauty of bringing your ideas to the TEDx stage. You're most welcome to connect with me. The best places to reach me are LinkedIn and Facebook. I do not enjoy Instagram. So I have a girl who looks after my social media, so she will do my Instagram for me. But if you send me a message on Instagram, it's not going to get read for a month. So please connect with me on either Facebook. There's only one of me. There's only one Zara Mahoon in the whole world. So you can't get it wrong.
Thank you,
Feel free to
Zara.
connect
That
with me.
reminds me to ask all of my speakers to put their contact information in the chat so that people can find you and connect with you. And yes, Sarah and Melanie and I also got the opportunity to go to camp with Lisa and the children, motivating the, what you call it, one with the camp
Really,
motive,
The teen
the teen
spirit.
spirit.
team spirit. Yeah, yeah. So we were hanging out in the woods and places. It was fun though. Thank you. I want to give an introduction to Camille L. Miller. Camille is next. Thank you for being here, Camille. And let's learn more about you and what you're doing.
I teach business from a soul perspective so people understand how you can run businesses across borders. We're in 30 countries right now, and it is a free service. We have a lot of our basic free stuff, and I have classes on YouTube that I teach, and people can get business classes there. I am a former MBA professor. But it was in that world that I realized we really aren't teaching to this new world and a heart-centered individual that's trying to bring their gifts to the world. So my goal was to encourage others to be different, to stand in a higher vibration, to do business differently and help repair the world. And that's what a soul professional stands for. There is a pledge out there where you pledge to be a good global citizen in the world and raise each other up and help each other out in collaboration over competition and just be a good human. That's really what it's about. Just be a good human and really encourage and inspiring others to do what they feel is in their heart. Because many times people come to me and they're like, I can't get paid for that, or nobody wants to hear that, or it's more that of a worthy issue or a limiting belief. And we try to push through that and align who you are with what you do in the world. Because everyone has unique gifts and we just have to get it out in the world. The world needs all of you right now. And that is part of the soul professional movement. It's just a coming together and a global call. And in the new year in 2026, we'll be starting to have what's called global conversations about things that affect all of us as humans and some kind of fun things too, like spirituality and extraterrestrials and what's possible. So that'll be a new show that's coming out. And that's about it. I have a business school. When I decided that I didn't like the curriculum that we were actually teaching in schools today, I thought I would just change that. So I started my own school so we can do it online, or I take anyone from concept all the way to launch and teach them all their unique gifts in the world. And I just started something new this month, so it's still in beta. It's called Aligned by Design, and it's teaching people how to tap into their intuition, how to find their purpose in the world, and how to get rid of subconscious beliefs so you can just be you and have authentic success. So that's a little bit about me and what I do in the world. And I am so grateful to be here and in Carol's book because I also met you through a one-time diva.
Yes.
And I think I said something about being on podcasts because I closed my podcast after 9 years. I will be starting a new show in 2026. And I said, I'm going to take the year to just guest on everyone else's podcast. And that's how I met Carol.
That's right. And I also would like to thank you for that to recognize Darla. Where's Darla? Darla's not speaking today, but Darla just interviewed me and posted a podcast. And I appreciate that, Darla. I met you through the Diva Network as well. So, yes, I am going to have a local Diva chapter here, and I'd be happy to invite anyone to a meeting. We have a Tuesday morning meeting, 9 o'clock Pacific time, and it's also on Facebook. But come into the room, because after we have a speaker, then we have a little information about the Diva Network. Then we go into breakout rooms and we get to meet each other. And that's magic right there, because we get to connect with each other. And I see Dan's there too. Dan's one of the men in the Diva Network. So it's not just all women. Thanks for being here, Dan. And he's got his banner behind him too. He's one of my VIPs. Thank you so much. All right, next we have is my sister Joyce A. Barnes. And Joyce is, I'm showing you now, the next few speakers are, all of us have been, especially what Camille just said, but programs that represent what the new Underground Railroad is and what you're going to be seeing more and more of showing up in this way to share how we connect with each other.
Hello, everyone. Thank you. Carol, you are my inspiration. So before I launch into my 5 minutes, I just want to thank you for being my big sister and just for persevering and being a great model for me as I step out into this next venture in my life. My organization, my nonprofit is called and I apologize, I just got my voice back, so I'm still hoarse. It's called the Economic Emancipation Monetary Fund. And the Economic Emancipation Monetary Fund exists to close the racial wealth gap and to help African American families build generational wealth. For $1 a month, they can access free lifelong financial literacy education programs, which are the foundation for financial freedom. But we know that wealth is not only money, it's also cultural. So the EEMF also invests in preserving family histories and legacies so that we can pass down our stories along with our assets. This is how it works. In the last census, over 10 million self-identified African American households were counted. If each household invests $1 per month, every month we can build an endowment fund that will grow by $10 million every month, $120 million every year, and $600 million in 5 years. And the income from that endowment will fund education, wealth management, and cultural preservation for generations into perpetuity. So I am launching an Indiegogo campaign to get this fund, to build the infrastructure actually for the fund. I'd like to just show you the Indiegogo page.
Here it is.
Yeah. So I'm still building the page, but I have a couple of things up. Plan to launch on Black Friday. I want to redefine Black Friday as a day where instead of going out and buying another TV or some Nike shoes, we can make a pledge of $1 a month, $12 or more to help us start our website and start our marketing campaign so that we can launch the EEMF on Juneteenth, 2026. I want to show this one video because it's just funny, and I think we can all do with a little levity every now and then.
Hey, y'all seen this?
I get that there's a wealth gap. I'm just saying I'm sick of you saying that it's all white people's fault. Okay, I've never said it's all white people's fault. I've talked to you about slavery. Yeah, slavery like 200 years ago. I hear a disagreement. What's going on? There she is. Hey, misinformation. Hey, misinformation. I'm just saying it's ridiculous that we're still blaming white people for the wealth gap and acting like slavery is the only reason that black people have less money and less education today. You're gonna get punched in the mouth one day. I'm telling you right now, and I'm gonna smile. Okay, I'm going to turn this into a visual because something tells me that will help. 1865, post-Civil War. White man, we'll call him Whitey, inherits the farm from daddy. He's not rich, but he's got enough. It's a good life. 1900s, Whitey's son applies for a low-interest bank loan. Is he approved? Absolutely. He's a white guy. He expands the farm. He passes that land and savings to his kids. 1945, Whitey's grandson comes home from World War II. He uses that GI Bill to build a brand new home. Property value appreciates steadily. 1975, Whitey's great-granddaughter inherits the home. Her parents paid for her college through their own savings. She and her husband don't have to worry about buying a primary home, so they invest in the stock market and a second property. 2005, Whitey's great-great-grandson inherits the home plus investments. Real estate equity, retirement savings, it's a good life. Now we'll look at the same timeline, but a black man. We'll call him Blackie. What the is wrong with you? What? You called the white guy Whitey. Why wouldn't we call the black guy? We'll call him Isaac. Post-Civil War, he's free. He owns nothing. 40 acres and a mule? No. No land, no money, no inheritance. Sharecropping traps him in an endless cycle of debt. 1900s, Isaac's son inherited nothing. He'd be denied for any bank loans. He's excluded from many job sectors, Jim Crow laws. It's not a good life. 1945, Isaac's grandson comes home from World War II. He fought for our country, your country, but he's excluded from the GI Bill. Why? He's black. Redlining excludes him from buying a home in any of the appreciating neighborhoods. Limited opportunity. 1975, Isaac's great-grandson comes home from Vietnam. Denied the GI Bill. Why? He's black. He rents for the remainder of his life. 2005, Isaac's great-great-grandson has inherited nothing. But he did get into college. He has massive student debt. And the Great Recession is just around the corner. So in summary, Whitey's family has passed down hundreds of thousands of dollars through each generation in land, homes, investments. Isaac's family, though, despite working hard and serving in the exact same wars, has nothing. I guess that's all. Okay, whatever. But why can you say Whitey and not my God?
This campaign once it launches, and I'm just hoping to get people to come and check it out. And if you feel that you want to support this effort, I hope that you will contribute to the campaign and become one of our foundational members. We have different membership levels. You can be a foundational member for $12. That's $1 a month. I believe that most African, if not all African American households can afford $1 a month. But if you want to sponsor other households, you can increase your contribution to the campaign and become a sponsor. And then we have other levels as well with increasing amounts and some nice incentives for people who may want to become part of the EEMF. So thank you everyone for listening to me, and thank you, Carol, for including me in the book.
Okay, stop sharing.
And now I will need to stop sharing, and I'm not sure how to do that. Okay. Okay.
Thank you, Joyce.
Thank you, everyone.
And next, we have Ed and Kathleen. These two people are very special. Ed was actually the very first podcast I was ever on. And then I met his lovely wife and fell in love with her. And I was interviewing them for my podcast together, and they shared something that I had to put in the book. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you, Sister Carol.
Yes, yes. Tell us about human trafficking and what you do to help people learn about that.
Go ahead, Dr. Walls.
So, first of all, greetings, everyone. We are from Philadelphia, so it's nighttime over here. We know y'all still have a little bit of daytime on your side of the world.
No.
So we are, you said no.
No,
You
it's
said
gone.
no. Linda said it's gone. Okay. So we have an organization called Sisters for Harmony. It is a nonprofit organization which helps women to live their life on purpose and with purpose. And I am a doctor of clinical psychology, and my husband is a filmmaker and videography. And with that, We started a web series which is called Kadaga, which is a Ugandan word which means to overcome struggle. And it is to raise awareness on human trafficking in all of its forms. So many times when people think of human trafficking, they think of sex trafficking, but they don't think of the organs, the domestic labor, also the fact that generally they just think of women as opposed to boys and men and all of those different pieces. So in our fictional web series that my husband and I write and produce, we make sure we're highlighting all of those different pieces again to raise the awareness. There are several unique aspects to it, and one is the fact that we do work with over 13 different countries globally. So my husband is a master networker and he creates relationships with people globally. And then we write the script and then we hire the actors, actresses, and filmmakers, giving them direction on what it is that we would shot. And then they send it back over to us and then we edit it together. So currently, I believe we are at about 7 or 8 different countries in Africa, Tanzania, Uganda, Botswana, South Africa, Kenya, Liberia. There's several, and then about 4 different countries within the Caribbean, Trinidad and Tobago, St. Lucia, Dominica. I'm trying to think where else, Jamaica. And then, of course, we're in about 11 different states here in the US and counting. So we finished our 4th season in late October, and we will be starting production this weekend for season 5. So it is an ongoing initiative. Brother Moja, hon, you want to say something?
Walls.
You're welcome.
Good night, good evening, good day to everyone. We are very excited about what's going on. Congratulations to Carol. When we meet people, when my wife and I, when we meet people like what Carol is doing, we see it's a soul call, SOUL, a soul call, to where we connect with people doing positive things. We know there's 360 degrees to everything. May it be positive, may it be negative. It's up to us to stand where we want to stand and see from that perspective, but we have to respect where we stand is only 1 degree. There's 359 other degrees. So I might not agree with you, but I will respect where you're coming from, because if God put you there, you're there for a reason. And Carol, congratulations on the book. We understand, like I told you when I met you the very first time, I have been blessed to go to Harriet Tubman's tomb up in northern New York and do a libation over there. And I met her great grand niece, Miss Johnson, and she gave me some pictures of who she called Aunt Harriet. And that was very motivational for me, that this woman who could not read or write did all the things that she did. And this tells us we shouldn't look at our shortcomings, but look at what we can do. We all have something great within us. I don't worry about, I respect what other people do, even though I might not agree with them, but what we can do as a people is to respect what we have and what we can do to make the world a better place. It's like when you point your finger at someone, 3 of your fingers are pointing back at you. When you point your, so when we do that, 1/3 is going out, but 1/5 is going out, but 3/5 is looking at you. What are you doing to make a difference? So my wife knows I don't complain about something and I do something about it. So human trafficking for us is, for me, for both of us, is very personal, but we have come across people and we have worked with people in that field. And what the biggest thing I'd like to leave with you all tonight, and I tell this to Carol before, the Daga is fictional. Human trafficking is real. What my wife and I want to do is just start the conversation. We don't have no sex scenes or no nudity in it because we want adults to sit down with children and talk about it. We want to give them a base to start the conversation. And that's very important too. I think as a grandparents, we know what that means. And I thank Carol for the book, because you're giving us something to start the conversation, because Harriet Tubman was much, much more than what they teach us in school. So when we look at what Harriet Tubman did in her time, with the limitations that she had, makes you stop and wonder what we can do if we just embrace what we have inside of us and use it to make the world a better place. I think that's the most, I think that's one of the things for my wife and I that we do. She's what she does. I am what I am doing. I'm not trying to be better than her. She's not trying to be better than me. We complement each other. We complement each other. Something I tell all my friends. She's my best friend. I love working with her. And it's makes when we go out, we have fun. I carry the books that she writes, children's books, and I'm fine doing that. Hey, I get to do my exercise without going to the gym. So I do thank Carol. Thank you for this. This is very important that we come together and we understand that we all have different angles that we come from. Just to respect those angles.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much. Thank both of you for your time. I appreciate it.
Congratulations. I got to get my tambourine and shake it for you.
Okay, I like that. All right. Another thing I have in the book is all about Kwanzaa. You're really hearing about this book and the names of the angels, earth angels in the book. A lot of them are here. I have my cousin Kathy. And Kathy, I actually wanted to share the screen with you. I got a little Kwanzaa video to play behind you, if that's fine.
That's fine. Thank you.
All right. So go ahead. Are you?
Okay.
I'm
ready.
Go ahead. You start. This is short, so I'm just gonna play it. It should be a background, not noise. This is my wedding.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, cousin, for having me. Hi, everyone. I'm here in Detroit to talk about Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa is a non-religious holiday that celebrates African American and Pan American culture, history, values, family, and community. Kwanzaa is celebrated from December 26th until January 1st. It's a time to come together with family and community to share feast, honor ancestors, and celebrate culture. Kwanzaa is a Swahili phrase, Matunda ya Kwanzaa, which means first fruits, and was created by activist Maulana Ron Karenga in 1966. What is Kwanzaa about? Kwanzaa is time to celebrate the achievements of Africans and African Americans. It's to honor Black leaders in the US and worldwide. It's to reconnect with the African past, to forge an African American future, and it's to understand and reinforce oneself. Kwanzaa has seven principles, or Nguzo Saba. And the seven principles are Umoja, Kujachi Gulia, Ujima, Ujama, Nia, Kuumba, and Imani. Let me break these down. Day one, December 26th, is Umoja. On this day, we gather with family and friends and we plan a karamu, or a feast, for the sixth day. And we're sharing traditional foods and stories, and we discuss how we as a family can create lasting family traditions. Day two is Kujija Kulia, which means self-determination. And that means reflect on personal goals and aspirations. So how does that look? We can research cultural education so that we can share stories, poems, and music that celebrate African heritage. Day three is Ujima, and that's collective work and responsibility. And that means to participate in community service or group projects. So, how can we show that? We can consider establishing special family traditions that will include volunteering for projects that are dear to your family. And then we have day four, which is Ujama. And Ujama means cooperative economics. And what does that look like? We consider establishing special family traditions that would include support for Black owned businesses. We can also discuss starting our own family businesses. Day five is Nia, which means purpose. And this is to set intentions for the incoming year. What we can do is explain to the holiday significance to our younger members so they can participate meaningfully. We can also provide simple background and information about each principle. And most of all, we can encourage younger members to set their own goals and aspirations. Day 6. Day 6 is Kuumba, which means creativity. Here we can create art, we can create music or crafts that reflect cultural heritage. But most of all, in the words of the great Lionel Richie, we are going to party, Karamu, fiesta, forever, all night long. Okay, and finally, day 7 is Imani, and Imani means faith. And according to Dr. Maulana Karenga, creator of Kwanzaa, this is to believe with all our hearts in our people, in our parents, in our teachers, and the righteousness and victory of our struggles. We should also reflect on faith in the community, future of the community, and to participate in spiritual and cultural gatherings. Again, Kwanzaa is not a religious holiday and is not meant to compete with any other faith-based occurrences. It's also not about buying presents, and it can be celebrated any time of the year. Thank you, and congratulations on your book, Carol.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. Now, we're about almost finished, but it's this one song by India Ari that I can't not have this program and not show it to you. And when it comes to the YouTube version, this will not be on there fully because I can't show it.
Stand up. What if Rosa didn't sit down? What if Malcolm didn't matter? Where would we be now? We are the ones we've been waiting for. We can change the world. We can change the world with our love, 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 love.
Hey,
Okay.
hey. Sorry for a little dark. The beauty of Zoom allowing us to come in. Congratulations, Carol, on this incredible feat and watching you from the idea of I have this book, and then like literally a week later, she's like, I wrote my book. And that's what I call showing up scared. And in the true heart of Harriet Tubman, it's just so beautiful. And I, like many of us in here, my name is Justine Reese. I'm a vocal empowerment coach, a voiceover artist, an audiobook narrator. I absolutely love words, and I love bringing true, authentic, emotional tone into words and helping CEOs, sales teams, and speakers do the same thing. I love helping people create their audiobooks. Carol and I had this great conversation. She's like, I'm going to do my own audiobook. And that's an option, but it's not always the best option. It might be. It's also not as easy as some of you might think, but it can work. But I'm here to advise. And in fact, I have a little launch tomorrow on a book that we're mostly going to talk about that. So I put the link in the chat. It's 4:00 Pacific, 7. It's free. And it's going to be another audiobook launch for an author I worked with, but it's also going to be a conversation about creating audiobooks. So please come just by registering. I'll send you the playback. And then most recently, I got to help bring voices to life in Kenya along with some of my fellow, oh, you're back, Melanie, you came back, yay. With Melanie, and Patricia was there, and I locked arms around the issue of period poverty to end period poverty and menstrual equity, which a lot of people don't know what that is, but
I have your video ready.
And you got the video ready. So you know what? I'm going to say no more. If she got the video ready, I would be honored for you all to watch this. It explains everything.
Yes, it's beautiful.
I love it. Thank you.
Okay, come on.
It's coming.
Here
There we go.
Thank you for your coming here.
Actually, it is a game changer.
It is a,
Game
say it again, look at the
changer.
camera. It's a game changer.
I went into schools and I became aware of this very widespread problem of girls dropping out of school just because they get their menstrual cycle every month and they don't have proper hygiene, and often they never go back. But what I found out in Kenya is it goes even further, because so many girls are actually being approached to sleep with men for money simply so they can buy menstrual pads.
Now you can get pregnant, you drop out of school.
But why do they get pregnant? Do boys come and say, I'm going to give you money for pads?
Yes.
And some girls, out of fear, they don't know what else to do, so they do that?
Yeah.
Do you have any friends that have done that?
Yes.
And what happened?
No, they drop out of school like
that. They get diseases like UTIs.
But of course, this is a defeatist situation because it's killing the girl's self-esteem. And often they end up pregnant. And I actually interviewed and met a young woman by the name of Agnes in a slum outside of Nairobi who this happened to, and she ended up pregnant. And she was about in tears when I explained that we had something that could change this forever for these girls.
An 18-year-old girl is carrying a baby on her back.
Yeah.
Due to lack of pads.
Part of our movement, this is why I wanted to come on this tour, was to help empower, because when you can empower yourself from within, you can have a voice.
Yeah. I myself, I have a 1-year kid whom I got out of lack of pads. Yeah.
And because that happened to you.
Yeah, that just happened. I would say I'm a witness.
You're not only a witness, you experienced it.
I experienced it myself.
So I want you to know that just because that happened, you can be a voice. You're telling me about it. I'm going to do something about it. So your voice has power.
Thank you.
Yeah. That means a lot to me. We're going to follow up and see how this goes, okay?
Thank you.
Okay.
No more stressing out about pads because a Could You menstrual cup costs $10 and can last for 7 to 10 years.
Allow me to ask something.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah. Most of our girls around that age, probably they have not had a lot of sexual activities.
No.
Or probably nil. Is it going to interfere with their virginity?
No, it can't. It doesn't break virginity. It's just okay. Plus, we usually advise people from 15 years and above to use it.
15.
Yes.
15 years and above.
15 years and above. That's important. Not for the little ones.
Not for the babies.
Being taken advantage of, and that makes them more vulnerable in the community. And that's why now being in school is more safer. And if we get friends like you who can support in one way or another, this can really make it life easier on their side to keep them in school and to avoid these favors that come with being provided for by strangers out there.
I am Superwoman. Do you know the song? I am Superwoman. Amazing!
Especially in our districts there. Some of them are exploited by those border riders so that they can get the pads because of the poor statement that they have because of the poverty in their home.
With this cup, they can stay in school, and 1% only go to college now. Now, what could happen if you could get to college?
My dreams could come true.
Your dreams could come true. So this matters. It matters.
It does matter.
All right, what's your name?
Yumela.
Yomela. Yes, thank you so much. One more time. Could you cup? Woo!
Thank you, Melanie. That's beautiful.
Thanks, you guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I put donation links. It's truly true that $10 will help one girl, $100 could help 10. And we have forces in Kenya. And I want to put a big shout out to Top Talent and David Fagan, who you've heard about. None of this would have happened had I not gone on that tour. Also the Diva Network, because I spoke up at a Diva Locals event, my event. And that's how I found the Could You Cup. So all of this shows the ripple effects of community and how we go farther, faster together, and global change is actually happening. So I'd be happy to talk to any of you about any of this stuff. All of my information's in the chat, and come to the book launch tomorrow or register and I'll send you a replay. And I love talking about voices and giving everyone a voice. So thank you so much for giving me this opportunity, Carol. It was so beautiful that you did this.
So you see what the new Underground Railroad is all about?
Yes.
All these beautiful people have things going on and we want to support them. This is how we make a difference. We have love in our hearts to make a difference. And this is how you do it. You hear about this program and you support it, or whatever is in your heart to do. That's all I'm asking. I'm not asking people to go and march unless that's what you want to do. But each of us has something that we care enough about to do something about it. And I have one more earth angel who is definitely a goddess already, and who's going to teach us about being a goddess. I had to add her to the book because she taught me a new word, and I'm going to let her. This is Alora. Talk to us, Alora.
Okay, thank you so much for having me here. And I think I'll just go right into this. So watching the movie of Indy Ari and watching what if all those people, the word I'm going to share with you is a word that applies to women. But when I watch it, I thought, no, it really applies to everybody, but we are claiming it for women more than ever. And the word is virago. So virago is an ancient word that has its roots in Latin. And it comes from the word vir, which is strength and courage. And in the ancient goddess cultures, this word was used to describe women who were beyond their bleeding years. And it was a word of honor, and it spoke of women with courage and strength and the ability to create change and lead their people. And in what is that word? It's in the medieval ages. Now, we've heard the medieval ages, but I never thought about what that meant, like the middle of evil. We were in the middle of evil in the medieval ages. That word came to mean a demanding, difficult, uncontrollable woman. And it became a disparaging term, and it just disappeared from our language, really. I don't think any of us have heard of it. But 30 years ago, in the way that spirit operates, I was leading a course on relationships with my husband, who's no longer alive. And a man came up to me and he said, I want to give you a word. And he told me that word, and he told me the background of it. And I never forgot it. I could feel in that word the power and strength that there was in it. And I realized we have no word like that. If you think about women and the terms that are used for our stages of life, we mostly hear maiden, mother, crone. And if you think about those, each one of those is defining women simply in terms of their ability to procreate. So you're a maiden until you can't, you're a mother as long as you can, and then you're a crone when you can't. And if you look into the origins of the word crone, it means decaying flesh. So what kind of idea of ourselves do we have if the words for us in our years past bleeding are that we are crones, that we are decaying flesh? I know many women are turning that word crone into crown. And if you have done that and want that, take it. But I invite all the women listening to claim this word virago. And I've been writing Enneagrams for it, and you can write your own. I'd love to hear all the ones that people want to submit. But for myself in this moment, I have had the words vibrant, interesting, radiant, alive, gorgeous, outrageous women. And giving ourselves that word to be, and then really think about that film that we watched. All those people, really, it is worth watching that over and over to see the people, starting with Harriet Tubman. She had to be a total virago in a world that had no agreement for her that she could do that. And to go back 13 times and take the risk of her life to get people free, I can't even, it's beyond my imagination. And I really want to, I never know whether I'm being socially correct or whatever, but I want to say that my experience, the more I experience and get to know women of color who are in our Diva network and all through Agape and all the places that I have become friends with and met women of color, I am on my knees to the power and the beauty and the courage and the intensity and the achievement of women and of color. And I remember going to a Agape women's group 15 years ago or something, and it was maybe 60% women of color and 40% others. And it was so alive and amazing. And I was so inspired. And I got on the phone with my mom and I said, I choke up thinking about it. I said, you would think that people who have been oppressed, women who have been oppressed, because really the Black women particularly have been almost at the bottom of it all, you would think that they wouldn't be these radiant, powerful things. And my mom said, honey, white women have been repressed for a long time. And I thought, oh, okay, when you're suppressed, you build a muscle to resist what's suppressing you. But when you're repressed and it's an inside job from the patriarchy into you, you control yourself. And I feel like it's time for white women to fucking really honor the courage and leadership of the women of color that are making huge impacts in our lives. And I don't know, that may be all the time I've got, Carol. That's what's on my heart right now, is to just really give those of you listening, including the men, a way to start using a word that we just don't have. An elder is not the word I want. And a goddess is wonderful. I am that. I've been living my life as that for 35 years, but it's becoming cliche. It's becoming almost a word that women go around, I'm a goddess, you got to treat me like a goddess. And no, that is not what I want from this word. To me, a goddess is someone who is so in touch with the divine love that's in her that it radiates from her at all times. And she's not about selling herself or being bad, nothing, none of that. That is a misuse of the word. But let's get rid of that word. Don't worry about that word. Pull virago into the world and let's bond with each other through this vision of what it is to be feminine, especially in our mature years. And I want to honor you, Carol, for what you've done. I watched that movie. I think I was late here. I'm in Central Time and I'm all confused, but
all right.
You were so convincing in your acting, so convincing. It didn't even feel like that.
Thank you.
Stunning. And Justine, I love that movie that you just showed. And I was in Africa. I lived in Africa for a year when I was 21 in the Peace Corps. And I know what you experienced there. And so I just thank you for my time with you. And that's really all I have to say. Tony pointed out that the What happened in the medieval world is they turned that word into an objectionable, domineering woman. And if you look it up in the Webster's dictionary, that's what it says for virago. Can you imagine? That's how we have distorted the original meaning of that word. So time to reclaim that.
Thank you. You said a lot. And in the end of the book, in chapter 11, it says Gigi gets an upgrade. And you're going to hear that word, virago. And you're going to hear me ask you. I'm going to read this really quickly. And I want to see your hands go up. If you agree with what I'm got to say, put your hands up. Come on screen so I can see you. God made everything. If you agree with that, put your hand up. God loves everything he made. God is everything he made. God doesn't make mistakes. There is nothing that is not God's creation. When God made people, he loved all of them equally. God made men. God made women. God made our bodies. God only makes beautiful things. God made each of us women. God made us grandmothers. And God made some of us great grandmothers. Women are the female version of God's creation he loves. We are goddesses. And so read that over in the book. Gigi has an upgrade. Gigi is now grand goddesses. And I hope that you will take that and have that be your own feeling about being older in age and all the wisdom we have to share and all that we can give to the world through our own love. I'm going to close out with another little quick video that says a lot. The power of one. The power of one. Everyone's seen the dominoes fall, right? It only takes one to get started, right? Let's watch this. And first, I want you to I'm going to show you the picture, and in the chat, tell me how many dominoes you think this is and how long it might have taken someone to put it together. In the chat, how many dominoes you see here?
Oh my God, 100,000?
I don't know. I also want to mention Brenda. I see you. Brenda McKinney's in the book too. Thank you, Brenda. She says something in there to me that Tiara already quoted. You don't know you are in prison until you get free. So let me go ahead and put this on, and then we're going to close out with another song.
thank you for watching. This took me like 25 hours spread over 8 days to build, and this is my third largest project I've ever built by myself. So if you liked it, be sure to hit the thumbs up, subscribe for more domino videos. I am Average5, and I'll see you in my next video.
That's a lot of dominoes, right? One person did it. I want you all to feel like when you all each a domino. I'm gonna stop this. You all each a domino. You're gonna touch somebody in the world. And when you touch somebody else with love, you're just spreading it. You're spreading it. All right. Okay, I'm gonna close it out. It's getting late, and I'm just gonna again show you how you get the book. And this link, Tara, if you put it in the chat one more time. Again, the video will have the book. So when you buy a book for $12, $18, you get the book. It will email it to you. And if you give it as gifts, so that you don't have to give all your emails out, I will be sending you a postcard with the link to the video book. So you'll get a paperback book, and a book. And that's a beautiful Christmas gift. And the thing about it, like someone mentioned, I want us to talk about this. So after each video are discussion questions that we can share with our young people, like one talking about the grapevine. In the video, talk about the grapevine and finding out about secret meetings that the people had in the woods. And so the teenagers don't know what the grapevine is these days. So those type of conversation starters so that we can connect with our generations and close the gap. And that's what that's all about. So we said that the train was coming in the beginning, right? So we're going to close out with the love train and sing it with me, dance with me. And if you got to go, say goodbye. This is the end, but I will be here if anyone has any questions. But let's get on board this new Underground Railroad, which is a love train. Thank you so much for being here. Come on, all this thing.